Previously on Katie's vlog.
A tribute to you as a person and a coach.
It stemmed from the amazing coaches that I've had throughout my life.
And you immediately just started researching things.
It's been fun to kind of see that relationship unfold.
And trying to figure out how to be a better athlete in both.
It's made this 10 times easier. Look for the shortest one, and 9 times out of 10 it was you. Because I would compete against girls who are 5'10", 6 feet tall, 6'2", and I'm over here at 5'6", which isn't short, but short for the sport that we're in. And I think it was fun for me to navigate how I could be the best, and I always found that speed was my thing. And I was not gonna outthrow these girls by using my strength. They were stronger than I was, but I could move faster than they could. And that was always my advantage as a thrower, is I was just a little bit faster. And that's how I got my throws out, is I wasn't just muscling these massive throws out, I was cruising in the circle. I had to, I had no other choice. And I think that's been fun, is one of my girls is literally 5'2", and she's so tiny, she's a little string bean, but she is so fast in the circle. And I watch her outthrow these girls who are 6 feet tall, but she's technically sound. She's so fast in the circle. And that's the complete opposite of how I coach you, is you have the strength, you have the height. How can we capitalize on your strength to get these throws out there? I'm not gonna tell you to just go fast. That's not gonna help you. You have all this strength, you gotta use it. And that's, I think, the biggest thing for the Highland Games piece, is you have so much strength.
Yeah, no, and I'm learning how to kind of tap into that, and I think every athlete is different, and so I think while other female athletes don't always look like me, or my body type might be different, I'm going to show you how I utilize my skill set best, and I hope that inspires other people to be that looks really cool, I want to try that.
Yeah.
Because I don't think that I think in Highland Games, I think in this kind of throwing, I think in weightlifting, sure, you might have some advantages or some mechanical advantages being a certain body type, but everyone can do it. And I think that's the really cool part. And I think that's why it feels so important to really invest in it and to do it, because I want people to see that this is really fun, this is really cool, this is really empowering. You get to meet incredible people along the way, and it's just so fun to just be strong and really just tap into who you are and recognize that no, I'm a badass and I can do this. And I hope that other women see this and want to throw and want to get into strength sports and want to get into the weight room, because I think it's so important and it's so huge, and it's been such a huge thing for me outside of even the athletic arena, just as a person. I think this has been incredible for me and my confidence, and just kind of the way that I carry myself throughout the rest of the world. So I think it's important to do it, because why wouldn't you?
Yeah, this sport it teaches you so much about yourself as a person, as an athlete, and there's never a time that you can't do this. You can start this in your 30s, you can start this when you're 14. There's 60, 70-year-olds who are still throwing. This can be a lifelong thing, and there's such a community. I have met some of the most amazing people, coaches, athletes, officials, that are lifelong friends, that were lifelong mentors, and it's such a good sport. Everyone is just so kind and so willing to help in any way they can, and this community is just, it's unreal. And I watch high schoolers find their lifelong friends and future teammates, and it's these bonds that are going to last forever. I have friends all over the country now that I still stay in touch with, because throwing brought us together, and it was always that rooting for one another. And it's interesting in an individual sport, this community especially, it's everyone versus each other, but it feels like such a team. You go to meets and there's schools cheering for other schools, and that would never happen in some team sports. And it's such a community, and it's a lifelong community at that. These are people that you'll meet and stay in touch with for years and years to come, because it's just such a positive space to be in. And that's something special. Not every sport's like that.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think the community has been incredible. I think both in Highland Games and in track and fields, everybody I've met has been phenomenal, I think, in throwing, like, because it's not like it's this huge sport. It's not like it's the NBA where everybody's just pouring money into it. You've got a bunch of eyes on it. This is a hard sport. It's an individual sport, and you know, it's tough, and I think everybody recognizes that, and everybody wants to support the people that are here doing it. And I think that, like, I wouldn't have gotten this far if I didn't have that support from people, because I probably would have given up on it a long time ago. But I think, you know, people have continued to encourage me to come back, and, you know, people are like, no, like, keep coming back, keep coming to practice, you're doing great. And, you know, I think on a lot of days where it is tougher, like, having that support and that community behind you is just, it's really, really huge. And I think in the Highland Games, same thing. I mean, it's not a big sport, it's not really huge in North America, but I think the community that I've found through the sport has been incredible. You know, I think the athletic directors are so invested. I think No Fame Games and, you know, that whole group, they've been wonderful to work with. And I think I've felt so welcomed and supported in that community. And I think it just has made it so much easier and so much more fun to continue to participate in the sport and in the community and give back to the community.
Yeah. I mean, I was an athlete who was on at a summer training group, and we were together for 5 years with Almo, and I met so many amazing people and such good friends, and I would get so excited to come to practice every week because I was hanging out with my friends for hours every week, and it was great. And I'm still very close with a lot of them, and it's just was an awesome group that I was able to be a part of, that Almo fostered for us. But now as a coach, to watch those relationships form in front of my eyes as the coach, like, it makes me so happy to know that these kids are sitting here, like, forming the friendships on the same benches that I formed my friendships on, and they're hanging out with each other on the weekends, and it's awesome to watch, like, those bonds form right in front of my eyes, like, and to watch them become friends with the new kids. And I tell them we have a new athlete coming to practice, and they're so excited, and it's arms wide open. They're so excited to invite everybody in. And I mean, even with you, like, they look up to you so much. Like, you have no idea the conversations that happen, like, at the practices where maybe you're not there, or I'm having privates with kids. They're like, Katie's so cool. Like, she's so cool. Like, they are obsessed. And, like, I think it's good for them to see that this is such a lifelong thing. And there's so many ways to be involved. Like, I went the coaching route, but you're still actively competing and learning this. And I think it's great for them to see that there's so many ways to stay involved in this, and it doesn't have to be just a college and then it ends thing. There's a million ways you can stay involved and make this a lifelong thing where you're a part of these communities for forever, you know?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, I think that's been something that's been really fun. Is I think both of us are kind of like in this post-athletic career phase where, like, you're like, I'm going to coaching, and I'm like, I'm going to compete in a new sport. And I think that's really cool to kind of just recognize that, like, you know, there is a life outside of competing and outside of, like, spending your whole life dedicating to your sport, like, what comes after. And you don't have to just give it up. You don't have to. And if you want to, like, that's great. Like, you know, go live your life. But I think it's really cool to kind of showcase that there is a life outside of, you know, whatever your previous athletic career was.
That was such a big thing for me, because I love track. It's this huge part of my life. It was my why every single day. And I was like, how do I go from practicing 7 days a week, traveling every single weekend to meets, to nothing? I was like, that's not gonna work.
Yep.
And my body needed a break. I was like, throwing just doesn't seem like the smartest move for me right now to keep pushing myself. And I dealt with so many injuries, and coaching just kind of happened. It happened naturally. I had a kid reach out, and that was the start, and then there was other ones tagging along, and now I have this amazing group of kids, and it happens so organically, and it just feels so right. And their families are so involved, and the moms are texting me at the meets I can't make it to, and it's just like this group happened so organically in front of me, and it's just been it's one of those moments where you know you're in the right spot at the right time. And coaching at Salve happened so naturally too, like, and those girls taught me so much about how to coach and how to program for a team rather than private coaching. And I think it's one of those things, you know you're in the right spot, you know you're doing the right thing, and it's my why now. It's their success is my success, and watching them throw a PR or having that breakthrough is, I get the same feeling as when I had that PR or that breakthrough. And watching you tell me like, oh, that throw felt good, like that one is good, I was like, it was like, you ride those highs with your athletes too, and that was the feeling that I was always missing was, okay, I'm not competing, but like I miss that, the highs and the lows of track, and you find it with your athletes. And I think that's been a huge piece for me, is I'm still so involved, maybe not physically myself throwing, but coaching has been that huge piece that I didn't really know I was missing, and now I get to work with cool people like you, so it's awesome.
That's why she's my coach. I truly do believe like you have to be around people who want just as much for you, if not more, for yourself than you do. And I think that's been really, really important to me as I've like chosen my coaches, figured out what my programming looks like, is just like, you want somebody who's going to invest in you, because just as much as I'm investing in this sport and coming to practice and like working with you, like I'm investing in our relationship together. I'm investing in my success, but you want somebody who's also going to invest in you and who is just as excited for you to win as you are for yourself. I think I can't stress how important that is to me as an athlete. And I think it makes me better. Like it just makes me want to show up better, because I'm like, I want to make you proud. I want to prove to you that like the work that we have put in together has really solidified a solid product, and I think that's huge.
It takes a village. It takes a village. It takes a solid strength and conditioning coach. It takes an athlete that wants it. It takes friends and family that are going to support your dreams and travel to meets to watch you and all these crazy things, and a coach that's going to cheer you on every step of the way. And I think, I mean, my background, I had coaches that were right there, you know, every single step of the way. And to be that person for another athlete, I feel like it's like my job to give back the way that those coaches did for me. And like, your success is my success, and I ride those highs and those lows with you, but it's fun to navigate that together and try and figure out, okay, like we're not in a good spot right now, how can we get to a better spot? And like, this is going really good, let's keep this going. Like it's been fun to kind of watch that process like unfold over the last 6 or 8 months. Like it's been fun.